thank you very much for joining. Your LinkedIn profile is really impressive. You have done so much. I really wanted to have you on this channel. So can we start with a brief introduction? Can you just tell us what you have done?
First of all, thank you so much for having me here. Like, I was going through your YouTube channel and you have done interviews of really amazing people and you got a really nice insights of people in those interviews. So thank you so much for having me here. So I'm Vibali Joshi. I am in second year. I'm doing my BTech in computer science from IIEST Shipur. I'm also an AWS community builder like you. And I just really love teaching people and making them excited about new technologies and the new domains they can experiment in. And because I didn't have a mentor, or because when I was just starting out in college and I really felt this need of a mentor, I felt like, okay, as now I have got all the knowledge about, kind of little knowledge about how stuff works in this domain. I really like to mentor people, especially girls, so that so that the tech workspace becomes more equitable, and there's more inclusion in the tech workspace. I'm also I've also joined a community called the Girl Code, where I am the chapter lead. So the best thing about my job is that I get to teach schoolgirls about websites, and I literally help them make their own first websites. So that's all about me.
Okay, great. So I could see a lot of places where you have contributed: the Girl Code, Angular Girls, Girl Develop It, Script Foundation. What are all these? I had not heard most of Girl Code. I've heard before.
Yeah.
How do you get in touch with these people?
Sure. So it's like I kind of give you a little background story about it.
Yeah, sure.
So the thing is, when I came to college, I did not know there was this huge gap. Just like, because I just have like 16 girls in my batch out of 100 students, and rest all are boys. So it just got me really curious that why is that I just have so many less girls in my batch, and like how can I probably make this number equal in some way. So I kind of thought about it, and I realized that no one kind of encourages girls to come in this domain. It's like kind of thought it's a men's field, but that's not true, of course. So just trying to so I just thought that if I could help in any way I could to lessen the gap. So you go where you have to go to find some opportunity. That's LinkedIn. So through LinkedIn, I just typed like women in tech, and I got to know about these organizations. The Girl Code is an amazing organization started by a 16-year-old girl when she was 16, because she felt the same way, the way I felt, and really great to connect with an organization that everyone has the same goal, working towards the same goal, getting more girls involved, and rest of the communities. You said Angular Girls, right? So Angular Girls was my first mentorship experience. There was this workshop where I had to mentor 5 girls all around the world. They were like, one was from Berlin, Vienna, so many places. We had to kind of help them make the first Angular web application. So that was my first mentorship experience here.
That's nice. So these are international organizations.
Yes. The Girl Code is like India, US, and Singapore. Okay. Angular Girls is like, because of this pandemic situation, everything is remote. So a lot of people can join in from all of the places in the world to contribute in this mission. So that's why it's like.
So how many have you taught so far? How many have you mentored?
Oh, okay. I have to think about this, but to give you an estimate number, this previous month I conducted a workshop through the Girl Code community where there were like 172 girls from one. Yeah. So kind of, and it was just a great feeling. They had no prior experience about what is computer science. They had no clue. They knew, okay, there's something called robots or something like that. They were just like so curious to learn about it. And like when I kind of taught them, like the transition was so, I cannot express it in words, because they had like no clue what it is. They were like texting me, ma'am, what this is. I have no clue. Like, can you tell me about it? And after the session got over, we were like so excited. Like the girls were just so excited to build their first websites. They were like, wow, I just want to be a computer scientist now. Computer scientists are so cool. Why can't I build apps right now? Like they were just so excited. And after that, I conducted their website workshop, like when they build the first websites, and the look on their faces when they were like, oh, I've done it on my own. Like this is like, wow, I am like the scientist. I can build anything.
Wow.
So they were really happy. And the effort is kind of like a voluntary position, and the effort that you put in the workshop, the slides, the time that you given. It was supposed to be like a 1 hour workshop, but because they were like kids, they were like 6, 7 class kids, and they had like no clue what to do. So I literally kind of looked after each and every of those 100 kids, and the workshop went on like for 4 hours.
Wow.
So this kind of is like, these things really make me happy to excite girls about this domain and what possibilities they have. Like being a woman in tech, I just know that there's so many possibilities, and girls need to leverage that. And as I'm like kind of blessed to come into this field and just kind of make girls more aware about, like, there's so many things you guys can do. Like, don't hold back just because you think it's not for you or something like that.
Oh. But 16 in a class of 100 is good. When I studied, it was 3 in a class of 100.
Yeah, it is improving. It is improving, but pace is really slow.
Yeah. Good. So most of these were schoolgirls.
Yes, the Girl Code, what we do is we kind of conduct workshops in our local schools. So like I am the chapter lead in Bihar. So all the schools in my locality, I have this responsibility or kind of, let's say, an enthusiasm to conduct workshops there in particular schools where the principal are interested to do that.
Okay. So how do you connect with them?
Yeah, so we have this whole outreach system. Like it's a really well documented organization, I'll say.
Okay.
Girls did an amazing job. So we have all these documentation of, okay, this is the email. We have our own, every chapter has its own email address. So we have, we kind of give, we send emails to them, we gather emails to the websites. We literally have a database of all the schools that we can reach out to. We have their personal contacts. Usually we call the faculty, and mostly they agree because this is like a really exciting thing for the kids. So that's how we contact, and schools are really supportive. They really, really help us a lot too in conducting this. If it was not this pandemic situation, what we do is we go to their schools only, and they have their computer labs and stuff. So we conduct the workshops there only. But as it's a pandemic situation, schools are closed, so it's more of like learn from home. So.
Yeah, that's easier, I guess.
No, it's not. I'll tell you why. Because if the school that I taught in, so they were like 100. I took a survey because they were like really excited to build websites and stuff. So I took a survey. I'm like, okay, how many of you do actually have laptops? And only 20 of them had laptops out of 100.
Oh,
yes, exactly. This is the thing. So I just felt like, so not happy, because my job is to like generate interest, to encourage them to build all these things. And if after I encourage them, but because of this restriction, they are not being able to go ahead, this frustration, I was like, my job got like, this is not what my job is. I need to solve this thing. So as you know that everything in India happens on mobile phones, right? So but like building websites or like coding websites on the mobile phone is just it's not convenient at all. It's definitely not convenient. But still, I needed a way to, at least like they have a feeling that they did something themselves and they are not restricted by technology. So kind of I devised a way that, okay, so I taught them through. So we had like all of us gathered on the Google Meet platform. So I explained them the whole code, everything on the platform. And then through this, there are a lot of Play Store apps on the Google Play Store where you can kind of build and run those files so that you can have a website prepared on your phone.
Okay.
So kind of I just send them those files and little bit tasks. Okay, change this, change that, mold it on your own. And they were like, I think most of the girls sent me screenshots of their well-made websites, and I was so happy. And it was so challenging because like it was really difficult to conduct that on the mobile phones, right? That's why it took me 4 hours just to tell them do this, do that. But they were really happy. Like the feedback was awesome. The girls were like, I will not leave this interest ever. I will go forward with it. Tell me what I have to do after this. Like, they were so excited.
But 4 hours of teaching must be really taxing.
It was like it wasn't taxing though. I was just really happy that girls stayed for 4 hours to learn something. I mean, you know, kids have an attention span of, I don't know, less than the goals. I think just 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds. They just want something exciting happening all the time. And like for 100 to 80 girls stay on the meet till 4 hours. I don't know how did they do that. So I think
they were excited.
Yeah, they were so excited. So I really feel blessed to be able to teach them about this.
So the website, like, did they host it somewhere or it was local?
Yeah, so it was kind of not because it was just a 1 hour workshop that extended to 4 hour workshop. It was not hosted somewhere, but if in future, like because they were like 6 to 10 class girls only, so they were kind of young. But when we do it for 11th and 12th classes, so we definitely show them how to host their websites on GitHub pages and lots of other platforms that they are.
Okay. Next, I also saw your GitHub account. There's some nice projects there. I've made them cryptocurrency. You have made an app for cryptocurrency. Are you interested in crypto?
Yes, I was. It's more about, as I told you, I'm an enthusiast. Like, just want to know what is happening on the world. That is what led me to AWS Community Builder Program to like cloud computing field. So blockchain, cloud computing, IoT, the AR, VR. These are the things that are definitely making an impact right now. So I just wanted to. I learned Flutter. I'm a really huge enthusiast of Flutter. I just love Flutter so much, and I also like teach Flutter to kids and also conduct workshops for it. So I just wanted to, make kind of Flutter plus whatever I could do with this cryptocurrency. That's why I see the app there.
That's nice. I saw that app. I tried to download it.
Okay.
Nice. So I did not I tried to browse the code. How are you fetching the data? Is it through using some keys or?
Yeah, it's a coin API. Yeah, it's an API.
But is it open to all or does it require any?
It's open to all. It's open to all. Yeah, it's a very low scale app. No one is using it, so it's open. Yeah.
Okay. So I thought you might be using some keys for accessing it. It's not paid or anything.
Okay. No, it's not paid. No. Solely free.
I'll try that. I'll check that.
Sure, you should.
Okay, that's good. So what else? Which other technologies? You said you're also you have been talking about other technologies. You're part of the AWS Builders as well. So what exactly do you do in AWS?
Sure. So right now I just got into that program, I think in late May. So we just, I think day before yesterday, we just had our welcoming call. So not a lot of going around in that AWS community builders right now because I just joined it. But I was like really shocked when I got in because I thought they just take, I just saw in the program there were like multiple certified AWS people and just experts sitting there. But then I realized I wrote in the application that I'm really excited to learn about new technologies and I just want to get an exposure through this amazing community that you have. And I was lucky enough to be in one of those 30% people who got into the community builders this time.
Wow. So what are your plans now? You're starting some blogs because one of the major parts of the builder community is the blogs and videos and
Right.
the content that you generate.
Right.
And for your Medium account, you have some blogs.
Yeah, they're mostly
Yeah,
related to women in tech blogs right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yes. So yeah, so the first one that I wrote was about the coding organizations that you need to be part if you are a female. So this is something that I'm really excited about. I'm just a part of so many women in tech communities, and a lot of people approach me on LinkedIn. That
Mhm.
how do you know about these things? Like I also want to be a part of it. I just don't know how do you get to know about such things. I okay. I think more than 20 people approached me. That's like, how do
Oh,
you know this? Or like, how? I'm like, okay, let me write a blog. Here you go. I've list, and the list actually is not complete. There are like so many women in tech
oh,
communities, and every day I literally discover a new community. So this is just one of I recently I got into this women in product um, organization. I got a scholarship to attend their conference.
oh,
It was really amazing. Like I never thought product management was so. It's a job that I realized you'll never be bored at if you do it.
mm.
Yeah.
Product management won't be boring.
No, they're not at all boring. They're just so
Oh,
exciting. Like you have to do so much. You have to just to communicate between two parties. You have to make sure everything is going fine. So it's a really
yeah.
exciting job.
Okay,
I'm looking forward to it. If
that's
I go,
nice.
yeah.
So, how much time do you spend with these communities? Like,
Yeah.
average?
So it's like because I'm really passionate about it. I just it's something like if you're passionate about something, you just find a way out, right? You just like find some time.
Yeah.
You don't watch Netflix, you don't watch TV much, you don't browse through your social apps much. You direct that time to contribute here. So that's
Okay.
how I manage my time with my studies and other things, and also managing all this volunteering work.
Okay. So, I got like around 4 hours a day.
Not it depends. Like if it's like there's a fest going on in the community, or there's a huge event coming up, then yes, maybe that. But um, it's usually like 1 hour to 2 hour maximum.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost every day.
Yes, because I love doing it.
That's nice, interesting.
It is.
Cool. So, have you looked at the underprivileged people uh, for teaching the poor?
Yes, for sure. We also approach NGOs. So um, they're like because the Gulf Code is not limited to just my chapter. It's like pan India, Singapore, and also in the US. So because my chapter is new, I just joined like 2 months back, and I just connect. And I in this like 1 month, I connected 2 workshops. At that time when COVID was at peak in India.
Yeah.
so so kind of I haven't yet outreach to NGOs, but my community does teach kids in NGOs. They have this extensive programs. They can literally teach kids about anything that would help them in their coming years, about how to use emails or how to go on very simple technological stuff, just to help them,
Mhm.
enhance their skills.
Okay. Because I'm from Maharashtra, but something I see here is a lot of engineering students, as you said, can't even afford laptops. They barely afford a mobile.
Actually, yes, that's something
They
that
are
I'm.
learning computer science.
I totally get your point. I've approached in the conference itself. I got this amazing opportunity to talk to lots of CEOs, people who are working in American Express and in amazing positions there. So I just talked to them about this. That how should I kind of go, because there are programs in the US where they can give laptops at cheaper prices. Like there's a well documented program mostly
Okay.
in most developed countries, but not in India. I could not find any
Okay.
stuff here in India. So I did talk to them about this. They kind of give me a lot of great ways that I could
Mhm.
go about it. I made a lot of contacts, and this is my kind of a next project to kind of build this uh, mentality, or like a culture that giving laptops to the people who really need it.
Okay. That's nice. Okay. So, coming to your college, like you said you're in second year of computer science. So you completed your second year or started your second year?
Yeah, I just gave my final exams a few days
Okay.
back.
Okay, so it's a vacation right now.
Yes, it's a vacation.
Okay, that's nice. So how do you think it influences your life in college? Uh, do you benefit out of these activities, or there's no immediate benefit? How does it work?
Benefit in a way that if um, it's more about giving satisfaction to yourself, that
Okay.
it's more about a personal mission. A lot of people really look up to me. They're like, you're doing so much for people who don't have access to so many of technologies. Like, they feel inspired by me. A lot of people have joined these communities because of me too. So it kind of gives me a feeling that I'm making an impact in my
Okay.
just second year. You know,
Oh,
if even if okay, it is or not, I really doesn't matter if it's academically better or not, but it's mostly that I feel so satisfied doing this, and
mhm.
even if I don't get a penny for it, I'll just be happy to do it all day.
That's nice. So, like, where do you see yourself after you complete your college? Would you like to take more into these activities, or you would rather pick up a streamlined job and reduce these activities? How would it go?
Alright. So I see it as, if I just work to improve my technical skills, like so that I can support these activities even more, because I would then have funds, or let's say some money, well
Mhm.
earned money that I
Okay.
can support, because these organizations I've been a part of, they're literally devoid of money. Like
Okay.
there's no kind of a stream of money coming towards them. Not many people don't even think it's a huge issue, and like they don't even feel it's something to concentrate on. So, but I know it is, and I
Mhm.
just if I like earn a lot of money, FI or whatever money I have, I would definitely direct it to this thing, and
Okay.
probably, yeah, because they really need support.
Oh, because once you take up a job, I'm sure you won't be able to spend so much time on this.
Yes, but if I like start a community on my own, like make more people motivated about the same cause.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
that you can do that certainly. That's interesting. So, what would you tell? Like, you have done so much for girls. I'm sure there are boys who also want to learn. What would you tell them?
This is a topic that this is like when I was just doing those workshops for girls only. So their brothers texted me,
Yeah.
"Why we are also kids? Why aren't you conducting it for guys?" I'm like, I just get DMs all day, like, "Hey, why don't you do these things for boys too? Like, we also need knowledge and stuff." I'm like, yeah, that's true, you do, but it's just like there's a reason why I'm focusing on girls, because
Okay.
yeah, the thing is that um, I believe a lot many in my class when I was in, let's say, in 10th, did not know about programming. They had
Hmm.
no clue, including boys, they did not know about it. But as the years went by, they themselves got interested in this field,
Hmm.
right? But girls, due to some reason, they don't get interested in this domain, which
Okay.
is was also kind of the case with me. But I really realized how amazing this domain is, and I just jumped into it. So boys kind of they have this community already, I believe,
Okay.
where they can.
There is
Uh,
no community for boys.
yeah, there are community for girls, but girls don't know about it yet.
Okay.
So my job is to just tell them that you have a
Okay.
community. The Girl Code is a community itself. You can be a part of it. A lot of things happen in that community. So when you have a community, there's a huge chance that you'll follow your interest for a longer time, which is what we want in goals.
Okay.
And yes, so just focusing more on girls at the time right now, and no,
Okay.
there's no enmity against the boys, but I'm just focusing more on girls right now.
Okay. You said you did not like the field some time back and then you developed interest.
Yes, yes.
How did that happen?
Yeah. So it's like, it's more about, I was also that AI. Oh my God, AI is gonna take over the world. I need to do something about it. AI is gonna take my job. So how? Because I was like, I just saw so many movies and read so many fiction novels, and I was just like, okay, I want my job, right? So because I want my job to be secure, I need to be well enough to take over robots. Just as what a kid would think.
Mhm.
That is how I got started in this
Okay.
field. Okay, I wanna build a robot that would do good for the world, something like that. That's actually
Okay.
the truth. I'm not
Okay.
exaggerating. It is what it was.
Okay. So you're still making that robot?
No.
No? Give up?
I came to know that there are a lot of people doing that, so let's do something different.
Okay. So you started with AI? Or,
Yes, my interest I had my interest in AI, but it gradually got shifted more to mobile dev and
okay.
other volunteering work.
Okay. So which was the first course or first code that you wrote?
First good. Okay, so the funny thing is that I was really afraid of coding. Really afraid. Even in my first semester, I did not attempt coding at all because it just really made me anxious. And I was like, okay, I'm not good enough for it. All these doubts that you have when you see others around you are so good at coding, like speaking some language, technical languages that I had no clue about. But in my second semester, we had a course in which I had to learn coding. Like there was no other option out. So that's
Mhm.
how I got started with coding. And There was not a struggle in the beginning because
Mhm.
if really you're a beginner and most of the people around you, they are really great at it and stuff. But I practiced a lot. I worked hard a lot, and right now I would say that I kind of don't feel that inferiority complex anymore.
Okay.
So yeah.
Interesting. So like you didn't tell me which language you started or which
Oh,
technology.
simple C language.
C,
C
okay.
language.
You started with C and that's where you picked up.
Yeah. So C, then C plus plus, then
Okay.
then for the development purposes, Flutter means like Dart also, and
Okay.
like that.
So within 2 years now you are an expert. You're
Sorry, can
also
you please repeat?
within 2 years now you are already an expert. You started teaching. That's good.
Yeah, like I believe like teaching kind of enhances my concept too about it,
Mhm.
and there's nothing to lose in that
Mhm.
process. Plus, I'm educating someone too, so it
Yeah.
makes me feel very nice.
So did you see some students who are really exceptionally sharp? They made you feel
Yes,
wow.
yes,
Give one
yes.
example.
Mm, Kind of like there was this one girl in the workshop. She um, how to explain it? Like she kind of already knew what I was doing.
Mhm.
So I was really happy that wow, there is someone in this whole hundred girl group that actually knows some about HTML or CSS or has any clue about it. So I believe like her developing interest without having someone else to encourage it, because I believe at that point not many people encourage them to go in this domain, and
Mhm.
she herself brought on this interest. That was really exceptional, and I made sure to applaud her as much as I could, so
Right.
that others could take
Mhm.
inspiration from her, talk to her that how did you gain interest, what else do you know about, how should kind of create their own school community. I could like to say school club kind of, where they could kind of discuss their problems, get to know what is going on and stuff.
So she was a schoolgirl in school or
Yes, it's a school actually. She was in
that's
seventh class
seventh
and
class. Wow,
way ahead of her seniors.
that's really interesting.
Yes, it was.
She was in Bihar.
Yes, Bihar.
Wow. So you stay in Kolkata, right?
My college is in Kolkata, but right now I'm staying in Bihar.
Oh, okay. And that's how you're working in the Bihar chapter.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's good. So again, like how do I phrase it? I still don't like that concept. When you say equality and then you focus on girls, this is I don't like this concept.
I get it. A lot of people don't. I don't truly get it. This is a kind of let's say a controversial topic.
Okay.
But I totally get your point. I totally get your perspective. But right now, let's just kind of
Okay. Okay.
going. Like,
Okay.
how to frame
Okay, I
it,
get
but
that. Yeah.
I still sometimes do feel like this is not equality. But
Okay.
this is, how things work.
Yeah. So you
One
want to
thing is
get it equal and then you'll start treating
sure,
inequality. Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing that we really want to get it equal, and then there's just there would be such a thing as inequality then.
Okay. That's nice. Yeah, it's really interesting. Somebody is really passionate about the community and really doing so much. And you're doing it in your second year. It's really interesting. Really
Thank you so much.
commendable.
Thank you so much.
It's very nice talking to you.
Same here. Thank you so much for having me here.